Hello everyone, this is Bon Yuki here again, and I got a new video for you guys. This is a JVC AV-36F475, and it is part of the iArt series, as you can see right there. And I must say, this TV is rather incredible. It has component, it has S-video, and it does 240p over component. Right now you're seeing Street Fighter 2, an old arcade board for CPS-1. And it is running off a Nintendo Wii via component in 384x224, and it looks jaw-dropping. Look at that. Look at that. I know on YouTube you can't see the scan lines too well, but take a look. It looks rather nice. Motion resolution is great. I mean, it's a CRT. Contrast, black levels, you name it, it's got it. It's one of the best screens I've seen. How does it compare against something that I have with the 4K and the OSSC and all that? I think this handles it very well, if not better. I was fortunate enough to find this on Craigslist. Yeah, walking flash, yeah, sure. I was fortunate to see this on Craigslist. And I guess the lady said, oh, we've got a new television we don't really want anymore. And I said, yeah, okay, I'll pick this up. It is a big television. I will walk around here on the side, show you guys what it looks like on the side view. As you can see, it's pretty deep. It's heavy. It was, I'd say, about 190 pounds. My buddy and I picked it up together, and it wasn't that heavy actually between the both of us. As you can see, the clip speakers right there with the 2.1 setup. It sounds great. I could blast it, but it's kind of late right now, and I'm in the garage. But man, look at this picture. I mean, it looks awesome. I mean, if you can pick one of these CRTs up on Craigslist for nothing, you're golden, man. But plays very well. So right now I have the 3DO via S-video. I have the Sega Dreamcast via S-video. I have a PlayStation 2 that's modded, that's via component. And I have the venerable original Xbox, that's also component. And of course I have the Wii playing this via an emulator called RetroArch. That just, it's pretty good. It does a nice job of just being one front end for a whole bunch of different cores. Speaking of cores, I here have my friend's Analogue NT Mini. And the Analogue NT Mini is an FPGA-based machine that can run different cores if you have the jailbroken firmware. It was actually originally just a Nintendo console. And then you can see it has 4 ports. It's got a Famicom slot and Nintendo slot. And we're going to dig into this guy. And if you look at the back, it has HDMI support, but we are going to do component video via the DE15 and analog audio. We'll have that set up, and I will be doing a video on the Analogue NT Mini. And we're going to be doing an analog look at it because, everyone's doing HDMI, and it looks breathtaking HDMI. You can look at the different widths and setup, but I want to see how it does analog on this bad boy right here. I expect it to look great. I expect it to look awesome, but we shall see. So that'll be a video coming down the road, maybe this weekend if I have enough time. But yeah, this CRT, I mean, compared against the OLED looks great, but I've noticed as I've been playing games, there is some motion resolution issues that the Vizios, for instance, my Vizio 4K TVs don't have those problems because once I slap on clear action, you're strobing the backlight and the smearing and stuff goes away. Whereas on my OLED, it's only a 60 hertz panel and it looks incredible. It looks great, but it does have some issues when things are moving fast. For the most part, it looks good, but here, it's just like this stage right now on the OLED. Just Ken and Ryu, they're moving, but once they start jumping around and stuff, on the OLED, it doesn't look as good. You see a little bit of ghosting and whatnot. Whereas on this, I mean, you get your full lines all the time, whether they're moving or anything. And this looks awesome. I mean, this is great. I mean, I know people do modding of RGB, and it does look better if you RGB mod a TV, but I don't think it's worth it once you have component and once you have a higher grade television. Yeah, you could get into the BVMs, but I don't know if you can get a 36-inch BVM. Oh, at least I'd like to see one to see how much those things run. But yeah, CRT is still viable in 2017. You got to look for them on Craigslist. I was fortunate. Hey, if it's free, it's for me. And that's what I paid for this guy. And I'm going to give it the gamut. I mean, I got to say, the Wii, I never really used the Wii, but the fact that it can output 240p over component and it looks this crisp and this good, I'm impressed by the Wii right now. There is a limitation how big the ROMs are. I believe they're, I think it's 23 meg. So, CPS 1 and CPS 2 shouldn't be a problem. This is CPS 1 game. So I don't want to ramble on too much talking about the Wii. I mean, those who have one, they can look it up themselves. But it's fairly cheap to get into. I put a 256 gig hard drive in the USB slot. So it can do what it wants to do. And, man, it runs these games pretty well. I'm very impressed. I did not think the Wii was that good. I've just had one sitting there, but now it's going to get some use. Thankfully, my sticks, as you can see here, my Kyo stick does have GameCube support, so I just plug it in into one of the GameCube ports up top, and it basically runs fine. So for those out there who want to get into this 240p madness or have a CRT they haven't used in a while and it has component in, the Wii is the way to go. I mean, the Xbox used to be the way to go, but this looks better in 240p. I think Xbox is better for like an HD TV because at least it'll do 720p and you can mess with the resolutions a little better on the Xbox. But I have to admit, the Wii is doing well, and this TV looks great. So, folks, enough of me rambling on. I'm going to get back to playing, and I will have that Analogue NT Mini video soon. We just want to get everything set up properly, get all the consoles. It does do Nintendo, obviously. That's what it was made for, but with the jailbroken firmware and Kevtris, we'll get into what all this thing. It's a special machine. It's expensive, but you'll see that it's well worth the price when you take into everything. All right, folks, have yourself a good one. Take care.